Good morning. Y'all, my internet was acting up already. Come on in the room. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. This is Patty B with Morning Tea and Allegations, and I'm so thankful to be with you today. My internet, we are experiencing issues. Everybody and their mama want to be on the internet. So I'm gonna do the best I can. I hope that you guys can hear me. Hope you guys can see me because I really can't see none of it. So y'all just let me know in the comments and let me know if I'm good or whatever. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I do appreciate you guys being here this morning with me because I'm here to give you guys the receipts and I'm here to give you the tea. Again, my Facebook page is not a democracy. I'm not here to go back and forth with people. I'm just here to provide you the information. I'm just so tired of what's taking place in this world. I'm so tired of people not wanting to be held accountable. I'm so tired of people saying accountability, but at the same time, we talking about accountability, but we're not holding people to the correct standard, or we don't have the education in place to hold people correctly. So I want to go ahead and get started with this. Okay, amen, amen. And I want to go ahead and start with the church announcements. Okay, so let me put the banner up for the church announcements. Amen. Okay, the church announcements are as follows. Number one, make sure that you are registered to vote. Okay, make sure that you select to vote by mail. We are reopening parts of the United States. Okay, and so with that, we're not flattening the curve at all. In fact, the numbers are very alarming. So please be safe out there and please make sure that your voices are heard by making sure that you register to vote and making sure that you vote by mail to ensure that your vote is counted. Okay, because your vote matters. The next church announcement is in regards to the state opening back up, despite what's taking place internationally. So please be careful. Please remember to wash your hands frequently and to be mindful with what you do and what you touch. Please. Okay. So with that being said, I want to get started with my disclaimers and my video sponsors. And I'm just really blessed. And I just thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for sharing. I thank you guys for supporting this because this is something that is very unique. This approach and this style is very unique. I mean, who would think that you guys would be watching somebody on the internet with a rusty dusty wig talking about school board stuff and education? I don't know. It's great. It's a great feeling. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to that. Thank you, church members, as we have additional announcements that requires your full attention. I report the news, so please don't try me with the copyright. In addition, my Facebook page is not a democracy, and I am not Michelle Obama. If you get froggy with me on my page, don't expect me to go high and be the bigger person. I will clap back and sage later. Hashtag don't try petty B. This episode is sponsored by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is the best way that you can securely go on the web without your information being tracked. Stay private with a VPN and go to the link www.biancagoolsby.com/VPN. It's a 30-day free trial, so there's nothing to lose. All Bets Off is a new movement in mood for 2020. You have exclusive merch available at biancagoolsby.com/shop. If you want to save 15%, use coupon code BET. All bets off. Let's get started today with the news. I want to go ahead and get started with this because I really think that y'all really need to understand what type of situation is taking place online. So first of all, if you don't have a VPN, shout out to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video and sponsoring me. But if you don't have a VPN, I highly recommend it. And so I want to take a trip internationally, and I'm gonna take you with me. So the first article that I want to share with you is in regards to China. Okay, and Basically, they have been hoarding medical supplies. This article just came out 4 days ago, and the Chinese government likely withheld information about the safety and severity of the coronavirus outbreak so that it would have more time to hoard medical supplies, according to the intelligence report from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And portions of the report was read to Politico, and its several overall findings was first reported by the Associated Press. Folks, this is what's taking place. You got countries that are complicit with the demise of people losing their lives because they want to hoard medical supplies. And I don't know if it's for something malicious or for capitalism. Not sure what it is. However, this is a serious problem. Okay, so I just want you guys to be very, very clear on this. Is that, you know, the receipts are coming out. Whatever your political views or affiliation, I'm not here to talk on that. I'm just here to talk about the receipts and what is taking place and what was uncovered. So I hope that when we talk about accountability, we match that same energy, because again, this was posted 4 days ago with receipts. Okay, so moving on to something else that was taking place. There was a guy who actually was on the break of making some significant findings to, you know, the virus that I won't say out loud because Facebook, you know, is petty with the algorithm. However, this guy was shot. Now, I want to go ahead and show you the article with this one. 1 second. Let me get this up. Y'all got to find this stuff on the internet now. This is all available on Google. Okay. So, researcher on the verge of making a very significant coronavirus finding shot to death. Okay, so this took place in Philadelphia. Just give you the cliff notes of this. This guy, he worked very, very hard to find the underlie of, you know, this infection and to find the cellular basis of information complications. Basically, they were trying to make an effort to figure out and understand the mechanisms with this particular virus so that they can better understand it, so that they can create a cure, a vaccine, something, so that we can fix the problem. Well, so this article came out, and it was so interesting because the police said that this was not related to his work at the University of Pittsburgh, but they actually believe that his death actually had something to do regarding a dispute with a intimate partner. And, you know, he was shot, and there was another person that was found dead in their car. This is all that's taking place. This article was posted on May 5th, 2020. There are people that are losing their lives right now during this time. If you don't know about you know, the social justice issue, where, you know, Black men, you know, being shot and killed while jogging, I want to tell you that social media has taken a dark turn with this. I want to go ahead and share this with you so that you are aware of, you know, this situation. There's actually a Facebook group that I'm going to show you here, and there's justice for these guys, and these are the people, you know, that were arrested. Now, you know, again, why did it take 70 some odd days for someone to get arrested during a time like this? Not sure. Oh, I am sure. White supremacy. But okay, so I want to go ahead and I want to read this right here. These two God-fearing men were trying to protect their neighborhood. This area has a string of break-ins, and this man fit the description and did not comply with the simple commands. Our hearts go out to the McMichael family in their time of need. Amen. This is trash. This is disgusting. And it has 17.k members. Over 17,000 people is in this group. Okay, fight for justice for these people that it took over 70 days for them to be arrested. But don't scream victory yet, because we have seen so many people that have been arrested for killing unarmed Black people that were not found guilty, and they walked away free as a bird. Free as a bird. And we continue to say, you know, America is the life of the land of the free and all of that. Free my behind. Freedom comes with a consequence. And I am so sick and tired of these groups popping up on social media. I'm so tired of these hate groups. Okay, you have particular hate groups on social media, and Facebook is not doing anything about it. They're not doing anything about it. Facebook wants to have a community for all, even if you hate people, even if you want to have inappropriate things. So there was people that reported the page. You know what Facebook response was? Crickets. Facebook ain't doing nothing about this. And meanwhile, this is something that I keep talking about. You guys are on social media, and I'm here talking to you guys on social media, right? Okay, but Facebook has been complicit with allowing people to target ads to the African American community that are not true, to swing elections, to create divide and division. Facebook is complicit in that. There were ads that were purchased by Russia, okay, and they had a whole Stay Woke group. Russia did, where people was going on here talking about stay woke, this, that, and the third. And if you go look at the page details, it was made in Russia. This is why it's very important that you are intentional and that you're mindful of what you do on social media and the information that you receive. And when I pulled up the stats, that's on my Facebook page, you can go see it. A lot of people don't even get their news from Facebook. At least the Black community doesn't, according to the stats. The stats show that they get their information from Instagram and Snapchat. Well, Instagram, a lot of fake news there, right? I mean, the whole 5G conspiracy had been going on for like 3 weeks. It kind of died down. I haven't heard much about it now. But that was the whole thing about 5G, this, that, and third, people spreading rumors and they having video clippings from YouTube that were not academic receipts. And this is misinformation that's killing us. It's killing us. We are dying at alarming rates, and that's because of the health conditions. That is because of misdiagnosis. That is because of white supremacy. And I just watched an episode of All American on Netflix, which I highly suggest that you guys watch that show. But on that episode, they were talking about the injustice in the medical field and how people have implicit bias when they're serving people in the hospital and they're evaluating whose life is worth more. This is a real thing. And it all kind of falls into education. So let's talk about education. So on the radio on Saturday, I heard someone from the community in Tampa talk about education, but the facts were incorrect. And which my point is that we have to be intentional. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't always get it right. And I hold myself accountable when I make mistakes and I own up to it. But I want to play this clip of the caller that called in on what's really happening on WTMP last week so that we could clear it up with the facts, because this is really important. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, caller. You say what's really happening.
Good morning. I do want to say good morning to the great leadership we have in Tampa for the African American community. We appreciate you guys. We thank you for rising up in a time of pandemic. And we just thank you for speaking up in all times for this community. The topic I called to talk about this morning is education. And I think we realize now that the students are at home that we have greatly under-deprived our teachers.
Yes.
We have really worked them to the bone because now we have the experiences of dealing with our children every day on a daily basis. And I could not imagine my grandchildren, along with 28 or 26 other students, that a school teacher would have to deal with. But one of the things I want to bring also to the public knowledge is that we have a school system which is the ninth largest in the United States. And right now, that school system is laying dormant financially. They're not responsible for a greater amount of electric bills, water bills. They're not responsible for paper towels, toilet paper, because the students are at home. Even if we consider just one expense, let's say the bus riders. That bus driver, she's not driving. Maintenance on that bus, they're not having to be responsible for that. Gasoline for that bus, they're not worried about that. There are a lot of expenses that have been far gone because the students are at home. One of the issues I think we should organize around is an allotment or a stipend for the parents. That school board, that school district is holding on to extra resources, a surplus, from the students not being there. Why don't they lot of parents, grandparents, aunties raising children that may not be their own, may not be able to afford it, especially in this time of crisis. So we need to look at who should be held accountable for what, because we have some big business, and I'm speaking about billionaires, not millionaires, that are sitting around, their pockets are fatter because of the pandemic, they're not giving back, not putting anything back. I'm not saying we don't appreciate the laptop you gave us. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you could do more. We appreciate the lunch. I'm not saying we don't appreciate it. We do. But you can do a lot more. And I also wanted to say something about the voting system. The way we in the African American, the Negro community, we choose our leadership. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was Tamara Schemberger. She's never returned a call I put into her. However, I think it's wrong that we should all jump on that bandwagon to hang her out to dry. One of the things we know is the school to prison pipeline existed before she got here. We cannot put that noose around her neck. She is just one person. If we really want to make a difference, we have to rally behind the people we elect and push for what we want. After coming to an agreeable platform that this is really what we want. So I appreciate you taking the time, let me have a chance to speak this morning. I greatly admire all of you leaders who sit at the head of the table for this tribe. And we thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you.
And Carla, we want to really thank you, but something else as she was talking, and that was brilliant about giving a stifling back. But also, let's not forget, there's a 0.5-cent sales tax that the school board is reaping off of this community. And we want to make it clear, you're not, when you get in these seats, it's not that people are hanging people out to dry.
No.
But when you sit there, I mean, she said she never returned a call. Schemberger didn't return a call. So that means you're sitting there doing nothing. So it's not hanging a person out to dry. When they go up there, Connie, and you say you want to run for office, you know what's already there. You should know the cost. You should.
My mic was muted. My bad. First of all, Cobb, you on to something. I see you. I had to say to get my energy right. First of all, the district did not give y'all laptops. Hello, you listening? The district did not give anyone laptops. They loaned it to you. Okay, it's important to know the difference. When you picked up that laptop, okay, you are responsible for it. And you are responsible for keeping it in the same condition that you got it. Okay. So turning in a laptop that looks like this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Don't do it. Treat these equipment with respect. Okay. But to Cobb's point, which I love, is Cobb's point says, let's be honest. The district should not need to loan the number of laptops they distributed. Our community must shift their mindset and priorities. Period. While y'all out here running around chasing and brag about y'all having the next outfit and your priorities on different things. And I'm not shaming you. I'm just here to let you know that your kids come first. And this caller called in and said that this was the 9th largest, was the 7th. Okay. But we need to change our priorities. Y'all had a whole line in Atlanta, Georgia. The line wrapped around y'all dismissing the whole CDC guidelines with this coronavirus. No mask, no nothing. Y'all out there in the line to get a new pair of Jordans. But yet y'all be in line for every back to school event to get backpacks, papers. What? Again, whatever you do with your money, that's on you. But at the end of the day, our kids come first. And if you are relying on this system, the 7th largest district in the nation, to fully equip your child, to prepare your child for life, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. You are sadly mistaken. There's a lot of systemic issues that's taking place. There's some history that's taking place, and I'm going to show you the receipts. I'm going to show you the receipts because, again, people keep playing. And y'all have this selective outrage, selective participation. And then when your child, there was a 3rd grader that cannot read in this district. She can't read. 3rd grade. So I want to know who passed her along kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. Did the parents know that the baby couldn't read? Was you having your children read at home? They're in 3rd grade and they can't read. Well, guess what? Now that child's going to be retained because they can't read. And now statistically, they have a least likely chance of graduating because they were behind. And don't get me started on the standardized test. That no longer became essential. This is no longer essential. We can do without the standardized test and we are just fine. So will we need to put the test back if we just fine? I don't know. I'm gonna just sit you with that. Find out what's essential, not essential. But be very clear: the district did not give y'all any laptops, and for this whole stipend situation, parents are not getting a stipend. You want to know why? It's because, first of all, Florida is ranked 45 in state funding for education. It's 45th in the nation for funding of education. Means that they're at the very, very bottom. But guess what? 45 states offer better unemployment protections than Florida. But that's a shocker, right? So I just want to say that as a community, okay, I appreciate conversations centered around education. I appreciate people having concerns about education, and I want people to be concerned. Please do, because Hillsborough County, we lead our prison to pipeline. We lead the state. It cannot get any worse. Which brings me to my next point. So Addison Davis has told y'all that he was going to have his hand in the cookie jar and clean house. And there's some people in the district office that are scared, shaking their boots. I got to deal with another district employee today because they called one of the teachers after I advised her not to call her because she didn't feel comfortable talking to y'all. Because when she brought the issue to y'all before, y'all didn't say nothing. Now, all of a sudden, Addison Davis doing this organizational chart, and now y'all want to do y'all job. No, I'm going to snitch. I'm going to snitch, and I'm going to tell Addison Davis about how people have been abused in this school system, and these people have sat quiet. And now, all of a sudden, y'all want to move and execute because Addison Davis is cleaning house and doing this organizational chart? Okay. Listen, I told y'all about this on Morning Tea and Allegations. And let's have a flashback moment. Let's have a flashback moment. Roll the clip. And I'm just trying to tell y'all that this is the same broom that Addison Davis is going to clean house with. Clean house. Clean house. Clean house. Clean house. Addison Davis is cleaning house. Woo! Listen, Addison Davis said he is in the cookie jar and he gonna be cleaning the house. What he doing? Amen. 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 On Tuesday, that phase one coming out with the new organizational chart. And there's some people that's gonna be cutting loose. He cleaning house, and he's tired of y'all playing these games. Now, put my broom back. Okay. Now, some people are really upset, and to the lady's point when she was like, we can't put all of this on Tamara Schamberger, and I completely agree. And I don't think I ever put all of this on Tamara Schamberger because there was some issues well before she came in here. Okay. However, we need to talk about this because we lead our prison to pipeline. Okay. And I have some concerns because clearly it didn't work. People in positions, it didn't work. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But for the people that's scared and scrambling and now want to try to, do some work, you might as well just go ahead and stop, because at the end of the day, your focus should have been on children, not keeping your job. And the second thing is how can we keep talking about how, he's gonna take our jobs away and people scared and all that, but we lead the state. And I could see if y'all was working and y'all was doing y'all job effectively, and like we didn't lead our prison to pipeline, and maybe I'll be like, okay, nah, he's doing the most. But no, there's a reason why Jeff Akins is not working throughout his whole term. Okay, remember, he's still getting paid right now. By the way, he's still getting paid. He on leave, and I think his last official date is some in June. He getting paid till June. Okay, Addison Davis in here getting paid way more than Jeff, and it's calling the shots, and it's saying, no, we're not doing this way. It clearly hasn't been working, and now y'all scared, and now y'all want to have these little games, and y'all want to act like y'all advocating for issues, and y'all speaking out. Don't do that. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy you had when these people was being abused, neglected, and how we lead our prison to pipeline. We got children that are disproportionately suspended. We have children that are suspended on foolishness, and it don't match the same energy. It don't. Keep that same energy. And what bothers me is that we continue to boast about this equity policy. And I just want to know what that equity policy has done for our prison to pipeline. What has this equity policy done for disproportionately students being suspended? What has the equity policy done with the lack of equity and leadership, right? Because, there's not a lot of people in color that, Black people that have leadership positions in the district. But wait, we have a foundation of inequity. So since we're taking flashbacks, let's go ahead and take a trip to 1962. Okay. So here's a history lesson here, folks. People lie, receipts don't. Get your receipts, because again, this ain't all on Tamara Schamberger. She just got in the seat. But what I do have a concern with is some of these people that have been complicit in this system and being hush, hush, quiet, quiet in this system. And then now y'all want to be in committees to try to fix the issue. Well, when were you trying to fix the issue? I'm going to read this paragraph. Few Black citizens in Hillsborough County had the opportunity of studying the development of Hillsborough County's education system as I experienced when I was assigned to read the school board's minutes. It was interesting reading, beginning with the earliest handwritten recordings of the 1800s until the actions of the board until mid-1958. It was overtly evident that it was never intended for Black students to obtain the same level and kind of education that was provided for white students and in the same school. Huh? This is the foundation, folks. So this is why when we talk about, King High School situation, when we talk about all these things, compounded things that's taking place, I want to know about these people that want to be in this committee, that have been in the school system, that want to talk about all their years of experience and this, that, and the third. What are you doing about our prison to pipeline? Because we lead the state. We can't get no worse than having the most arrests in the state of Florida. We can't get higher than that. There's no higher benchmark that we can reach. So My question is, what are we doing? And I suggest that people don't have selective outrage or selective participation, because I've seen a whole bunch of black people. I ain't never seen so many black people at the superintendent search in my life that attended school board meetings. Never. All these black people got together to talk about the superintendent search, giving their opinion. And I keep bringing this up because I think it's important, because we have selective outrage and selective participation when it comes to the education of our children. And enough is enough. We got black people being shot down when they jogging, minding their own business. We have black people where they are minding their own business. They're being attacked, bullied, harassed, and we are back where we were. It didn't change. You have social media platforms that target African-American communities. You have these platforms that target to manipulate you for your buying power. So you're more likely to buy a pair of Jordans than to buy a laptop for your kids, which is the same price. You can get a Chromebook for $199. And if you are intentional with it, you could probably get something cheaper. But instead, y'all out here having selective outrage, want to do whatever you want to do. And then all of a sudden, I just want to know, where are these black people at now? The same black people that wanted to get together and make these letters for the superintendent search. Where are you about this prison to pipeline? Where are all the elected officials that was able to rally together to have these private meetings to talk about the superintendent search? Because you let Tamara Schamberger fool y'all and not let her, she didn't tell y'all that she signed that contract with Ray and Associates and that she was the chair at the time and looked like Boo Boo the fool. Where are y'all sitting together about this prison to pipeline? I want to know, because at the end of the day, Josephine said it, we cannot fix what we will not acknowledge. And if y'all don't want to acknowledge that this is a problem, and if you don't want to acknowledge that this is a issue, then you're part of the problem too. We need all hands on deck. All hands on deck. And everyone has their own role and a piece to it. And as long as everyone is doing what's best for the kids, I just want to know. Because again, we have major disparities, major issues, and you got people that sit quiet. You got a child that was abused, featured in the news, and you had board members that sat quiet, did nothing, said nothing. I'm not here to be playing patty cake games with y'all. I'm here because a year ago, I wrote an op-ed talking about my experience at Jennings Middle School, which was my experience. There was kids being pushed out the window. There were kids that was dealing with trauma, that were not getting the help and resources. We had somebody that was working at the school that literally, he couldn't relate to the kids. The kids didn't want to talk to him. We got some major situations going on, and we ain't focused on the kids yet. Y'all still fighting, going back and forth. We ain't talking about the kids yet. Y'all going around here and y'all trying to figure out about this organizational chart, but y'all haven't said nothing about these kids. We ain't said nothing about mental health month. We ain't said nothing about our kids being Baker at it. We ain't said nothing about none of that. We ain't say nothing about our prison to pipeline. We ain't had no meetings for that. But y'all want to have community meetings so y'all can have photo ops. Enough is enough. Our people are getting shot down. Our people are getting killed out here. And part of the problem is because of education, the lack of it. What are our kids motivated to do? Answer me. What are the kids motivated to do? The kids are not motivated in e-learning. A lot of them shut down. And if you ask the teachers in some of the achievement schools, they will tell you that, well, some kids ain't signing on anymore. And their parents ain't assisting in the process either. So what are we supposed to do? What are the teachers that's supposed to do that spend hours of trying to help facilitate learning for their kids? And our kids are suffering from mental health issues well before COVID-19 because they were being bullied, harassed, and attacked on social media and beyond at school. They would have slap, parties where they would slap each other, they would sexually harass each other. And you know what? There was a whole sex tape, not one, not two, but at least 3 sex tapes that was created on the campus last year. 3. You have fight videos that are on Instagram that are dedicated fight pages right here in Hillsborough County. Right here in Hillsborough County, you have fight pages dedicated to different schools where they chop and screw and they make videos and clip it to fight each other. And you know what? You know where the kids mostly learn all this stuff, and that's why they rinse and repeat? Is from YouTube. And the reason why they on YouTube is because we're not having intentional conversations with children at home. And what you'll do is you'll give them these devices and let them go on their way and not mold them and cultivate them. And then you want to know why you don't have no control and why you don't have no power for your kids. I'm getting tired. I was tired of calling parents and telling parents, hey, I need some help with this. And they tell me, well, I don't know what to do with my child. Well, hell, I don't know what to do with your child either. But I can't care more for your own kids than you do. I'm going to try, but I can't. These teachers are exhausted. I've been fighting for a year. It's been almost exactly a year since I had my breakdown and I said enough was enough, because there was a fight that was so large, that they had to make a modified lockdown to have some type of order in the class, some type of order in the school, which has been breeding. And then you have people that are in leadership positions. You got one guy that was pulling children's toes. And if you talk about it, people say, oh, that's old news. What the hell? You have a grown man having children strip their shoes and their socks in a closed office and pulling on their toes. It still works for the district? Oh, that's old news. We ain't gonna talk about it. That's a sexual fetish. You have to be very intentional. This education system, this miseducation has been going on for way too long. This is the year 2020. Our people getting shut. Our people getting shot down. Our people getting killed. Our people getting abused. Our people being mistreated. All of this type of stuff. And nobody want to talk about our prison to pipeline. Nobody. All these leaders. Nobody. Y'all get together for the superintendent search. Why don't you have the community together talk about the prison to pipeline and how we can motivate our children again? Because our kids ain't motivated. Because our kids, all they see is gun violence. They watch stuff on Instagram. They idolize these rappers that all they do is sing music about committing felonies. Isn't he still employed? Yes, he's still employed. Still leading the achievement schools, still telling one achievement school network to do something else and another achievement school network do something else. But let's break that achievement school model down, because first of all, if you were very intentional with that achievement school breakdown, those networks that they created don't even align with feeder schools. So how can you be most effective with the achievement school model if you're not even intentional to make sure that the feeder schools are being where they're supposed to be? We were supposed to have education surrounding about, the cemeteries at King High School, and to talk about that. I don't know what educational programs that was created for that. I never heard about anything about that. And when I asked publicly on social media, I got a response by somebody managing Tamara Schamberger's campaign to say that, that the archaeologists took over the land, which I know that, but still, there still could be conversations surrounding it. Because guess what? People going to say, oh, that's old news. We've been talking about that. That's why we got people in the school district that's being complicit. So I want to know, for these older people that have been in the school district, and no shade to you, I just want to know, since we lead the state and these are fundamental issues that we've been having, I just want to know, what are you going to do different? Because we can't do the same old, and cheer and apply and say we're doing something. We can't do the same old, take pictures and think that you're doing something. We can't do the same old, and we out here, we having some serious issues and fundamental problems in our educational system. That achievement school model was set up to fail. It was. You have 50 schools that y'all paying attention to, and one of the people that's in it is. But guess what? You now got Pinellas County Schools, their leader in turnaround is leaving. And then you have the achievement school leader, Trish McManus at Hillsborough County, is leading. So we have two districts in the Tampa Bay area that does not have a strong enough leader to help transform these schools. You got principals that are trying to do everything that they can, but they're not getting support from the district. I just want to know, but y'all don't want to talk about it. Y'all don't want to meet up about it, but yeah, y'all want to send these letters and y'all want to have all of this. Our focus should be on the kids, educating our children, and putting some pride back to them. Ask your kids what they proud of. Ask them. Are they proud of their heritage? Are they proud to be a Black person in America? Are they happy? Because social media will tell you that they're not. I just want to know. You got the mass incarceration where you have parents that's being locked up, so you have grandparents taking care of children, and they don't know nothing about no social media, the phones and technology and all that. There's a digital divide. There's a digital desert. It was created by design. All the issues that we had going on, COVID-19 exposed it, so much more. We need something new. We need some new changes. And so for all the people in the district that's upset that Addison Davis is cleaning house, well, be upset. Because again, a lot of you guys sat quiet when a lot of shenanigans was taking place, where y'all covered each other and didn't cover the kids. Let me say that again. Y'all covered each other and didn't cover the kids. When kids come first. Kids come first. And we out here and people on the radio talking about how, they're not paying for soap and they're not paying for that. Well, some schools didn't even have soap, which is why the issue with COVID-19, teachers didn't even feel comfortable working at the school when all of that stuff started brewing, because they didn't even have soap and the kids weren't properly washing their hands because there was no soap at the school. Do I think the district can do better? Absolutely. But the question you need to be asking is following that money. $3.3 billion in Hillsborough County, follow the money. That tax referendum, figure out how those projects are being allocated. Because you know what? Plant City, they got a new roof. Plant High School got a new roof. But the last record I checked, I saw one of the achievement schools get a roof patch job. I'm just saying, follow the money. So let's not have selective outrage. Let's not have selective participation, and talk about situations where you don't have receipts and you don't have the facts. Again, the receipts are in the past. The receipts are here. Hillsborough County was forced to desegregate when they were asked to do what they were supposed to do and they did not do it. They didn't have a framework. So I really hope that we can be intentional with conversations, have intentional conversations, and I hope that we can really put our focus on our children. So let's talk about that. So there's an article that I saw in regards to mental health, and it's very important because the mental health of our children is very important. Okay, this article said we need to prepare for the mental health impact of coronavirus on kids. And while every child will, experience the COVID-19 pandemic as trauma or have already learned healthy coping skills, which those are skills, by the way. How to cope with situations and problems, that's a skill. And if you're not having conversations and developing that skills at home because you're allowing them to just be on their phone and do whatever they want to do, and then now you want to hold them accountable, that's a skill. And many children don't have that skill on how to cope. And this is why they fight. And this is why they get angry so easily, because they haven't mastered the skill of just deep breathing, taking a moment to reflect. Those are skills. So with that, we have children that are in uncomfortable situations. Tampa Bay has one of the most craziest foster care systems in the state of Florida, busting out the seams. So you have children that are in foster care, that are in homes that are not suitable for them, that are not comfortable for them, that are not appropriate for them, but they're doing the best that they can. You have children that are at home with people that have domestic violence issues, substance abuse issues, neglect, violence. Some of y'all figured out that y'all married the wrong person, because y'all out here all buddy. Now y'all in the house with these people and you don't even know who you married. Just imagine the kids. Coping is a skill. How you doing, Sora? Coping is a skill. So I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'm gonna give you some possible solutions here. Because I want to present the problem, but at the same time, I also want to give some hope to this. Okay. Yes, we do. This COVID-19 is a collective trauma. We need to be taught how to cope. Coping is a skill. So with that being said, here's some solutions. Number one, there needs to be a meeting by the elected officials and community members so that we could talk about the prison to pipeline. And not talk about it in a way to where you identify the problem. The problem is clearly identified. But steps on how we can solve it. So number one is making sure that we advocate to make sure that we can get the right teachers in the right spots. Oh, but guess what? Part of that problem is with funding, which means that we're going to need our elected officials to advocate to make sure that we have more funding so that we can recruit more teachers, so that we can talk about it. The next thing is that we need to normalize conversations surrounding mental health in the classroom and at home. So parents, I'm talking to you. It's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to experience issues, but we need to talk about it and we need to build those skills. These are skills that we need to talk about. So I suggest is that some people power down and realign their priorities and put their focus on the kids. Focus on your children, because some of the children are writing on social media about how y'all don't know them. Like, real talk. They are literally talking about why your parents don't know us. So I'm put one on the screen so you can see it. Okay. Our parents don't know us because they don't listen to us. We are taught to only listen and carry out instructions without reason. And they have totally shut down to the fact that children can be teachers too. So parents, while you out here dictating to your children to make sure that they be a robot and follow all your commands, remember that children could teach you something too. That children, you can learn from them. And we should. We should make sure that our children have a voice. And make sure our children are at the table when we talk about education. Because they are not for this standardized testing. There's a lot of children that have anxiety surrounding this standardized testing, which is found to be not essential. So if it's non-essential, meaning that we didn't have to have it, why do we have it now? I'm just saying, I just hope that y'all are intentional. But again, parents, for those of you that drove up there to go get a laptop, and your kids, you're not even making sure your kids log in to do somewhat of some work. You are only setting your child back further, because you know the time between summer and the start of school again, they lose so much in just that little bit of time. We've been out of school for almost 6 weeks. Just imagine how our kids are doing. If all of our kids doing is reading Instagram titles that have misspellings and these viral videos that are attracting children that are toxic, well, we are in trouble. We are indeed in trouble, and we have leaders that are sitting silent. They don't want to meet about this. We talk about affordable housing. Well, okay, I want to know about what's going to take place at the school that's surrounded by Tampa Park Apartments when they have to move in November. What are the resources that's going to be put in place at those schools that those kids go to? I just want to know. Is that something that people are thinking about right now? Are we having meetings to facilitate that and to make sure that they have the best learning possible? But you know what? I don't think that school is going to open up soon. And regardless of what these people say, the receipts are clear as day. You got the people in China. They over in China. They're in school. The children are in school with PPE. They have PPE in the classroom. They have their mask on. They have their headgear on at school in China. Are we equipped for that? Oh no, y'all want to talk about let's do social distancing in the school so everyone be 6 feet apart. Oh wait, we don't have enough room in the classrooms to do that. Oh wait, y'all have made all these rules and laws about the classroom sizes, and I was trying to figure out last year why I had 30-some kids in my classroom at the same time. How is someone gonna fit 20-some kids 6 feet apart in the classroom? And then you say that we can't open the economy unless we get kids back in school. Well, the medical professionals say that this is not going to be over until January. So again, my solution is parents. This school system is not set up to be equitable and to be fair. There's a pattern here. There's history there. I'll post the receipts when I'm done. I'm getting ready to close. So I hope that you spend the time now, today. Now that you know, I hope y'all share this video. Now, today, start teaching your kids. Teach your kids, because we don't know when school's gonna open back up. And for you to allow your kids to be out there at the park and well, the park closed. Well, no, there's some that was open that the kids were at because they were on Instagram. So while y'all out there letting your kids play around, they out there fighting with bats and all this type of stuff carrying on in this neighborhood and everything that's going on. I hope that y'all stop. And I hope that y'all be intentional and focus on our kids, because enough is enough. I'm holding everybody accountable. I can't be fighting this school system and telling the school system that you need to do this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, y'all went up there to go get laptops and you hadn't made sure that your kids logged in. Y'all out there in the community with bats fighting each other. Make it make sense. So at the end of the day, the ball's on your court. What you decide to do with your kids is on you. But our teachers can't care more about your kids than you do. So I hope that you be intentional with this. I might ruffle some feathers with this, but I'm being honest. We can't keep holding this district accountable and not holding the community accountable for what they're doing and what they're not doing. Y'all out here not making sure these kids log in, but y'all made sure y'all got that laptop. Huh? Y'all out there playing basketball, but y'all ain't out there signing on e-learning. Huh? Y'all out there playing Fortnite all day and making TikTok videos, but did nothing educational. And then when your child can't read, your child gets scammed or something happens, then y'all want to go raise hell at the school district and say the school district ain't doing right by my kids. No, you ain't doing right by your child. You ain't doing right by your child by letting your child do nothing. You ain't saying nothing. And like I said, my question remains, and I'm ending with this. If your child hasn't experienced success and learning at home, what would be the motivation for them to succeed at home if they never experienced what that award looks like for them? They've never experienced it. They don't know what success looks like at home. Do you celebrate your kids at home? Do you uplift them at home? Do you give them affirmations at home? The kids are the future. And I can't care more. Cobb can't care more. Denise can't. Let me tell you something. April Cobb and Denise in this community has been fighting and advocating for our kids. They have their own show. They've been had their show before I came up on the scene. They've been doing work before I came on the scenes, and they still gonna continue to do the work because they care about the kids. But they're tired. All of us are tired because there's some people that want to scream accountability, but they don't want to hold them own selves accountable. Your kids deserve better. So I suggest that y'all share this video or give people the cliff notes. Educate your child. There's a whole bunch of free resources online on the computers that y'all went to go borrow from the school district that you can sign on to. I have an option, Clever. I have another option, ESB. I have another option, ABC Mouse. I have all of these free programs, Scholastic. They have free programs for children online. So instead of watching Fortnite streams, let them do something educational, please. Because again, when school opens back up, there's going to be a lot of black and brown kids that are going to be pushed aside because they're behind. And the reason why they're behind is because during this time, during COVID-19, ain't no one been intentional. And we have a digital desert. So you know what? I'm going to end with that. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. I hope that you guys have a fabulous Friday. And to Addison Davis, I can't wait to see this organizational chart, baby, because some people are upset. And they should be upset with themselves for allowing us to lead the state where we have the highest number of students being arrested and cited by the police in the state of Florida. Mic drop.